Sneaky Leak podcast.
Welcome back.
I am Elaina.
I'm Janelle.
I'm Hennessy.
Oh, she's back on the Hennessy this week.
I'm Hennessy.
Still Hennessy.
I'm Hennessy.
Ooh, my.
Hennessy. Yes.
As always, before we get started, do not forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Instagram, Sneaky Link Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube at Sneaky Link Podcast and
Apple Podcast.
And Spotify.
Sneaky Link Pod. Oh man, it's been a day.
It's been a long day.
It's
yes.
so we are wore out. We're tired.
We are.
It's late right now, but we got to get this shit rolled out.
Mm-hmm. So y'all welcome.
Yes. Let's do it right away. What are we wearing, Henny?
Air Max 1 Royal, preparing myself for Air Max Day early.
Nice.
Dickies on the pants, thrifted flannel, J tips on the head. Y'all be doing a lot.
Get out of here.
Not on camera.
Stop being freaky, sir. Because this one right here, y'all don't know. Certified freak right here.
He really is. People don't know.
Certified freak.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
And we only
Wet
see
ass.
the one.
Like, you know what the rest is. And he got it.
Oh my god.
He got it.
Fritzy.
What you got on, E?
I've got on my neon 95s. Volt 95s? What are these?
What year are those?
Well,
Oh,
check the tag.
2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good year.
Because I knew they weren't the ones before that, but yeah. Have they done them again since
They have.
2015?
They did it in
'Cause I want another pair. My
2020, I
bubbles
think.
are pretty.
It was during the pandemic. I was working at the store. I do remember that.
Yeah, and I don't know why I didn't grab another pair because
It was either 2020 or
love
2021. It was one of the two. Yeah.
I love these so much. Good shoe. Love 95s in general. We were just talking about them. Just got on some thrifted Levi shorts because it's hot as hell in this house. When we start moving around, I start getting like hot and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't be like last week in the sweater or whatever. 2 weeks ago, I was like, I'm hot. Like
The CBFM one.
yes, I was like, it's so
Oh yeah, it was cute though.
It was.
It's for all the lights.
Yeah, just a cut off white tank top, but I actually have this cute little track and field Nike jacket that matches the 95s.
Yes, it's cute.
Really cute. So I have on the undefeated Air Max 90.
I got in a fight over those at Complex
Well,
Con.
these are
the first time. Yeah,
Are those
the re-release.
The re-release,
Not the
yeah.
complex ones.
It's so crazy to me how like the re-release happened and like they sat at undefeated.
They really did.
When
they
everybody
did.
raised hell for them at Complex.
I wonder if that was a planned thing though, like for them to re-release them.
Yeah.
Or I wonder if because they didn't get to sell as many pairs because of how hectic it was at Complex Con.
Maybe. I don't know.
I never really thought about that.
because when they re-released them, they did like that black with the neon. They did like another.
I would
color
like
with
to
these.
have
They
actually-
did 2 shoes. It came in like a pack.
They have a white pair, they have a black pair, and they have that pair. Yeah, and I want all three, and I don't have none.
UCLA pair.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which you
Yeah,
have,
I got-
Didn't you try to get those?
I got two
you
pairs.
got those.
Yeah. I
yeah.
got 2 pairs, and then I finally sold a pair because I was like, I haven't-
UCLA graduate
Yes,
right here,
yes.
people.
Alumni, bitch.
Ooh,
Clap it up.
Say that shit. Then I have Levi pants on, and then today is
HP.
Hufflepuff
You know what
Pride
the fuck it is.
Day, and I have on a Hufflepuff crew neck from Box Lunch because you know that's my house. Yeah. So go check out my Instagram and see what I did.
It was really cute. Yeah, the Hufflepuff day.
But yeah. Okay, also, we are still celebrating Women's History Month, and this episode is also going to be sponsored by JD Sports because
Shout out JD Sports.
Yes, because we partnered up with them to unlock some global access gifts to celebrate women this month.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, we did. So leave your shoe size, your apparel size in our Instagram or our YouTube comments below and tag a woman who inspires you as well.
And we'll also be surprising a select few for some of the global access gifts. So looking really forward to that. And gifting you guys, some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also got some cool stuff as
Yeah,
well.
We did.
From them.
Which we'll show you guys.
Yeah, they gave us some gifties for Women's Month and to show off and let people know what they have on the site.
Mm-hmm. Something that you can also get on the Global Access.
Link, click. Yeah, because you go on their site and then there's like a global access like category for you to get stuff. So I think it's really cool that they really wanted
And
to
there's some really good stuff on there too.
They wanted
really
to show
cute
love
stuff.
to the women. I mean, we got those really cute. I mean, we haven't done pickups yet, but we got those metallic gold ones.
Yes, the women's ones. And they have
nice.
a gum bottom. I didn't realize they came with a gum bottom.
Love a gum bottom.
I love a gum bottom over
Can't
here.
Can't
I also got
fight
my
that.
first pair of Birkenstocks.
She did.
Yeah.
I'm about to
We
be
like the
Birkenstock
Birks.
girly now.
She's gonna be wearing Birks
I'm gonna
next
love it here.
You gotta really make sure your sock game is up there too.
Yeah.
When you're doing the
That's
Birks.
what I've always noticed.
You know,
Like, I've been waiting for this moment. I
Get
got
fun with it.
Tons of fandom socks.
I'm sure you got some HPs up in her.
HP.
Yep.
But we also got a bunch of apparel as well.
We did.
got a
We
little
did.
nice
Really cute.
crop top, you know.
Yeah, I got those brown swoosh pants. Like
Those are really
they're
good.
really cute.
Yes.
What else did we have in there? There was like a really cute
Oh, the
sweater.
hoodie that you got. The white.
Oh, yeah, the big
white.
swoosh
I got the
hoodie.
same hoodie.
Yeah.
It was really cute. I think
Super
it was a little
cute.
oversized. I really like the Nike shirt you
crop
got.
top one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like,
hella
I like
cute.
that
I was
as
like, why didn't I see
well.
this?
Yeah, I love me a
So-
crop
Hella
top,
cute.
you know.
Yes.
But yes, shout out again to JD Sports. Thank you. Make sure to drop your sizes in the comments. Do that.
Continuing on with celebrating Women's History Month, we're going to go through and highlight some more women that we absolutely love and think are dope. And we had a little photo shoot today, and shout out the homegirl Natalia from Belladonna because
Shout out Snap.
she shot for us.
Thanks, Nat.
She's got a great eye. She did our images last year for us, and she's just a good homegirl and
Yes.
really showed out for us. With Belladonna, shout out Lala. She's super dope homegirl. Shout out Leah because she
Shout out
helped.
Leah.
Yeah, Leah came
Y'all
through
should know
today.
about Leah already. Because
Yes,
we talk about her
Chef
every
Leah,
damn
baby.
episode.
Leah 88.
Skateboard Lee
Skateboard Lee.
and Skateboard P. Shout out Paulina.
Yeah, shout out. What up, Paulina?
Shout out to Paulina.
Yes,
Come
we're
on the pod.
Come on the pod. 'Cause
Whenever you're
Please.
we think she's amazing. And then we're just going to wrap it up in the group chat. Shout out Roya. Shout out Drea.
Man, shout out to all y'all.
Yeah, we got our little
mama
sneaker group
girls.
chat, and those
Our
are
girls.
some of the women in there that we absolutely love and adore, and have a
Yes.
really great style. Are in the streets, like not like that, but like with the clothes and stuff, like that.
They're mothers, okay? They're not in the streets.
I can't wait till they hear this.
They're like the streets wear, bitch.
I would
Aren't they, like,
also
they outside, like they know
They
it's
be outside
They know it's current.
when they need to be.
Yeah,
But I would also like to add that Roya might be the funniest person I know.
Roya, like
Love
if
Roya.
you
Yeah.
don't know, Roya's very like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Because she's not.
And you have to get her humor.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And you can't take it serious.
Yeah, I
You
was
do
gonna
not
say
take it serious.
not that she's not everyone's cup of tea, but I feel like if you don't know Roya, then you wouldn't really get
Yeah.
where she's coming from. So
She's amazing.
But a
love Roya
funny,
so much.
funny woman, man.
oh my god, hilarious.
Funny.
Her Twitter's been canceled
Yo,
so many
so
times.
You know you a funny nigga when you get your shit canceled.
Multiple times.
You know
She's
you
on
were
her,
funny.
like, fifth Twitter,
Twitter
or
for
something.
sure.
Yeah.
I always think about
my
the meme
God.
she did. Oh my god, it was the DJ Khaled one, and I forgot what
no.
the thing was, but that shit went viral, and it
Yeah.
was oh my, DJ Khaled's a funny guy anyway. But
Yeah.
okay, so let's get into our weekly catch up. What did we do this week, guys?
What did I do this week? I went to a little screening showing of the new X-Men's 97 show that's
a show?
on
Okay.
Disney Plus now.
Cute.
Yes.
How was that?
That was actually really fun. I never watched X-Men when I was growing up, like the animated.
I loved X-Men.
And it starts right where it ended.
Is it animated?
Yeah.
Because did it
Is it
end
animated?
With, like,
Yeah,
Jean-
it's animated.
I can't
Okay.
remember how it ended. I was so young, but I remember like all of the Jean Grey stuff and like the
It ended when Professor X died.
Okay.
Yeah, so it starts right, I guess, like right after
shit.
that.
Okay.
And it was really good. I don't know if I'm gonna go back and watch the
I feel
original
like
one,
I have to
Got
but
it.
I love this new one. It
Yeah.
was really good.
Series.
It's kind of more adult, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm fucking with it.
Probably because they know the fans that watched it at that
Oh,
time
yeah.
are now obviously adults. Because
We're
like,
literally
yeah.
like
Because
almost 30 now.
Definitely, I watched it. Was it part of like the Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Saturday
morning.
Yeah, I think
so like, me and my mom, my brother, we used to watch
Yeah.
all that stuff all the time. But I was like a little bit younger. My brother was older, so like I vaguely remember the storyline, but I remember consistently like watching it. That's dope. I'm gonna have to tell my mom for sure.
Yeah, go ahead, watch it. It's out now. Why do I feel like I did something else?
I know. I feel like
and I
this
really
week was,
don't remember.
Y'all went to Disneyland.
I went Monday.
She just went. I didn't end up going.
Oh, you know,
but
me
I'm
and
glad
Leah
I
popped
didn't.
in really quick on Thursday, but it was windy as hell. It was not. We were like, let's get out of here. What else happened? You guys, I went to see Bad Bunny on Friday.
You did.
That's what happened.
Oh my God.
Them boots was clacking and the hat was tipping, okay? Because I was watching.
No, in my videos, my titty is out the whole time.
Oh my God. You did that for him, huh?
I had pasties on, thank God, but I wore like a crochet dress and like crochet stretches. By the end,
it was just like, what up?
Some of the videos, I'm like, dude, it's just, oh my God. But you know what? Shit happens. I had pasties on it.
What a time.
At the time of my life, it was such a good show. It was his third night in LA. He put on a great performance. Nice. Yeah, he did really good. I'm a huge fan. You guys all know.
Yes.
So
the biggest. Come on the pod.
Come on the pod, Benito. But yeah. And then also, I know nobody cares, but like he was actually spotted after the Laker game with his ex-girlfriend Gabby. So I
love that.
Like,
I love that.
Little bit of Bad Bunny tea, guys.
No, Kendall.
Yeah. But other than that, I ended up going to the Got Soul event out here in LA on Saturday.
How was that?
It was interesting. I feel like obviously I'm getting older, but it just feels like the kids are getting younger. Like I was just like, didn't really see anybody that I knew. Like we seen
So Matt was there.
Matt was there. He was working it with Poison.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I didn't know they had a booth there.
Yeah, Poison had a booth. They were actually doing some giveaways. They had he had said there was like pretty. Yeah, like he said they had some pretty good like fire ass shit. Like they were giving away. Ton of booths there. I seen like Soulja Boy walking by.
So random.
I know. And like, I was like, it just made me think like there was this one time during COVID, like, you know, when shit was like shut down, like nothing was open. And it was like, if you were going, it was like underground clubs or low key, like underground strip club type of shit.
That you wasn't supposed to be.
And I went out one night with my homegirl Adriana and like we ended up going like past the valley. I don't even remember where the strip club was. It was like in the fucking boonies in the middle of nowhere. She's like, so-and-so, her homegirl, she does like radio. She's like, let's pull up. Like Soulja Boy has a table. I'm like, this is so random. Why did I party with Soulja Boy and Chet Hanks at the strip club during COVID?
Sounds like COVID. Sounds like COVID.
COVID shit.
And like I have the video. It's so funny. I'm like, this is such a. I love those type of random nights because I'm like, Soulja Boy and Chet Hanks is so random.
Very, very.
But he was like briefly walking by. Didn't really, you know, obviously crowd following him. I picked up a pair of 4s that I'd been wanting. I found
which 4s?
Cool.
The Seafoam 4s.
Okay.
Those like green. It's like a sage green. I had been wanting.
Is that a
those.
women's release?
It's a women's release. Yes. So everyone wanted like 300 there. Like everyone was in the same price. They've been kind of around there, but like we got someone down to like 260. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
But I had been wanting those, so I was like, I'm gonna like leave with something at least. But yeah, it was kind of cool. Walked around, seen some stuff. You know, I think it's just like the consistent thing that's been going on with like sneaker events for a while.
Did it feel as young as SneakerCon?
It felt younger almost.
Oh, okay.
Like that's why I said like I know I'm getting older, but it felt like the kids were just a lot younger
compared to what they used to be.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, oh, and like
shout outs to the internet.
Yeah, it was. And then I was really sad because I seen a pair of Tiffany Dunk Lows, like practically dead stock. Whoa. They were so clean. It was my size.
How much?
2,200.
God damn.
And I just couldn't. Like I was just like, no, now's not the time. I just came back from vacation.
Because you'll have a moment where it's lower than that.
Yeah, and I actually during Christmas time I did find that shoe my size for like
right?
Yeah, like 1,700 ish. So and it was,
you know, they can get that low.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, I'll come across it. But yeah, I was like, ugh, it just sucks when you have to like walk away. But yeah, other than that, God Soul was just kind of like, whatever, nothing too exciting in my opinion. And like I said, I didn't really see like hardly anybody there that like we knew. I ran into Bree, BG Kicks, and like her
Shout
homegirls.
out to BG
Shout out
Kicks.
to
Yeah.
They're having an Air Max event.
Yes, they are having an Air Max event this Saturday. What is this? The 23rd? I forgot the address, but if you go to like, I think is it LA Airheads? They promote it on there. It's Bree, BG Kicks, Kevin Made You Look, and oh my God, June. And I can't think of June's damn.
It's Sneakerheads
Sneakerheads LA. Yeah.
Okay, that's of course. I got the first two like really good, guys. That was a lot for me. So yeah, and then we ended up having it was a kind of a busy weekend. We had brunch with the guys from Trade Block.
Yeah, we did.
They came out here for Rolling
Shout
Loud.
out to Darren and Troy.
They were really nice.
And that food was good too.
Yeah, we went to Jackson Joe. Jackson Joe, LA is fire. I love that spot. It's one of my favorite breakfast spots. So yeah, it was a pretty busy weekend. I can keep talking. And I'm going to Long Beach Flea Market on Sunday.
Ooh. Am I doing anything Sunday?
No, it was this last Sunday.
Oh, never mind.
I went on Sunday. That was fun. I picked up a few things. Picked up like a record. Picked up like an old recording.
Oh yeah, I saw
camera.
you.
Oh yeah, you do have a new
IG.
record player.
Well, Leah got me the record player, so I was like, let me get this record.
Dang, she just started a new hobby for you.
I know. I was thinking that. I was like, fuck, I don't need this right now, but I need records.
Records are cool.
They really are. So,
Well, then I guess speaking about pickups, then
yeah, that was my pickups.
we did get trophy rooms. You know,
We did.
shout out to Marcus Jordan.
Yes.
What up,
shout out
Marcus?
Marcus.
Yeah, I
Come
was
back on the pod.
not expecting the packaging
The
to be
packaging
like that.
is so nice.
It's
It
a
is really
lot,
nice.
but it's really nice and it's really detailed.
The
It's supposed to be
attention to
like
detail.
it's supposed to be like you're opening up like an actual trading card because that's obviously
No,
what the
it's
shoe is
really
based
nice.
off of.
So cute.
Yeah, I haven't fully like opened up the whole
Same.
thing because I feel like once I open it, it's just
Open.
open. Like
Yeah,
you
because
can't
there's
go
like
back
a
after
plastic
that.
part over
Yeah.
it.
It's like
and
a can of worms.
Yeah, so it's
I know it's gonna be one of those shoes where I'm gonna be like, man, I want to wear these today, but I don't want to open it up. I don't want to
Yeah.
open up this box, especially when
It's
you're
a
in
really
rush
nice box.
sometimes.
Oh,
You just want to like get it and put it on.
Especially Jordan ones, they're never laced. I don't know if
just
the
forget
lows
about
will
it.
come laced. I can't really remember, but
I don't think they're laced.
yeah, every time I'm like in a rush and I want to wear a shoe, I'm like,
Yeah.
not fucking laced.
Just fucks up the whole mood. Then you got to rethink the whole outfit. And
I know.
yeah. But I'm really excited to wear them. Honestly, I think they're really nice.
they are nice.
They are.
And prices are going down on them.
That's crazy. Like
Before they released, they were like at 1,000, 11,
Yeah.
1,200.
Sorry.
The last time I checked, they went down to like 4.
Yeah, I think my size is like 680 right now.
Yeah, they're pretty low right
Well,
now.
it was
I think
on Go last time I
they'll
checked.
definitely be more obtainable
Excuse me.
than the first
the
one.
first one, but I think especially too because he did a bigger size run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there are more pairs as well.
Oh shit, they
Yeah.
did go down. Imagine the people that paid like
Over 1,000,
1,500
yeah.
or something.
Out of your mind.
So
Literally, where's the
real crazy. Dang, it went down a whole $200.
bro? That's insane.
nuts. But I honestly like these better than the first ones. So
You know what? I will agree with you. I think I like
You do?
those better than the first ones as
Nice.
well.
I really like the first ones. I'm trying to see like what people have bought them for, and the average is like 400 to 500.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I am interested to see if they will grow over time or decrease over time.
yeah,
I think they'll go back up, to be honest.
I think so,
after
too.
people get theirs that they won in hand, and then after the official release, like I think the prices will go down and then they'll come back up after and give
I
it like
agree.
a month or two.
And I think just like honestly, in the next few years, like we've said it 500 million times, like the economy's in such a weird place that like so much stuff is down. But like I'm curious to see like when the next boom of sneakers is and how prices like are
What's gonna
go up.
happen,
Because
yeah.
it's like, you know, buy now like while shit's low and you're able
Yeah.
to get things at retail or on discount below this and that. But it's like
But
it's gonna
honestly-
flip.
Honestly,
Eventually
I
it
feel like right
will.
now in the past few years, people are only buying stuff that is a collab or more exclusive.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was a time when everyone was just copying anything that
Oh,
was
yeah.
coming out because
Every week it was
everything was hot
Yeah.
enough to get.
Absolutely.
But right now it's just a little bit different. And obviously we say it all the fucking time, like social media, just
Yeah.
inflation, the economy, like obviously it ties
It's, like,
into
so
the way
many
how
factors.
people like buy stuff. Yeah.
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 Anyways.
I know.
So because we are still dealing with Women's History Month and us partnering up with JD Sports, I think our soul searching should be about us.
I agree.
100%.
We should really discuss, I think, because even when we did our first episode, we talked about us a little bit,
but we never like get into us. And I completely agree. And I think one of the things like JD Sports, when we talked about this like gifting collab that we're doing coming up. I know, I'm like, what is that? But they really like wanted to get into like, the emphasis on like heritage and the heritage. But like what makes us as like individuals, as women, what's, from like back then, our past, like to our present and our future. And like, they just really wanted to like emphasize, women in general. What is that?
It's a fucking gnat.
It looks like a moth. Oh, it's a gnat.
Please don't come over here because I'm a.
I never have gnats in my house. You know what? I think it's my flowers. My flowers are getting old, and I think because they're the ones up there. It'll attract that. But so we really wanted to get into us, and I mean, not just alone our sneaker journey, but like a lot of the things that you look at us and you can see that we are very, very different individual styles, very different women, very different journeys, and like, kind of what not only brought us here with sneakers, but like in general. I feel like Henny has like honestly a really cool story just because you've been so many places, and you really have like you've lived like a life. You're like, I lived in Chicago, I lived in Kentucky, I lived over here,
I lived here.
No, I've lived all over Southern California. I've lived in Riverside, I've lived in Marietta, I've lived in Covina, I've lived in downtown. I've lived all over Southern California.
I'm that SoCal girl. That's me.
Well, I'm definitely a Valley girl, so LA person, I guess.
But like let's get into like us. Where should we start? Should we ask each other questions?
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Interviewer
each
other.
You better show off that journalism. Girls.
We're media now.
I'm
dead.
Okay, let's see. Do you feel there was like any moment in time that really shaped like who you are today and how you got to where you are today? Like any very big special moment?
Like you mean just like from a sneaker standpoint? Like,
no, honestly,
no, I think in general.
Let's go broad.
Okay.
Yeah. Like instantly, like truthfully, honestly, my brain just goes to like the passing of my grandmother.
Wow,
and that was literally 10 years ago this year. She had breast cancer. She battled it for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So like just experiencing that with my family like is very much so involved. Like you guys know like certain things about me now and how hands-on my family is. And just like experiencing that and seeing my grandmother go through that. And she literally fought for 10 years, like, and I truly believe she did that for us. And like, if you know me, I'm definitely was always the party girl. I wasn't ever like out of control or like, oh, she's like, this and that.
You've always been, when I hear stories about you partying, you're still very responsible.
I'm partying. That's the thing. Like I could be blacked out, gone, but I will literally have my like together. Most of the time. But like I was always the party girl, and even like 10 years ago, I was still in my 20s. But I feel like there was just like a shift in that moment. I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to do something different. I was doing hair and makeup. But like I always just like felt this thing inside, like I'm supposed to be doing something better, something different. Like, and I think that's something I've always had within me, like all throughout school, all throughout growing up, was just like, okay, this is cool, but what's next?
Right.
And like I know I'm very fortunate in the position I've been to not like have to. I'm not gonna say like I don't work hard for things, but I know like my dynamic is very different. But like I've never been able to just be like sedentary. Like, is that the word? Like stay still type of thing. Like I always want like what's next and where am I doing and like the whole thing with like UCLA. Like I went to UCLA, I fucking graduated like just under with honors. It was like with COVID, I literally had like a 3.7 like almost a 3.8 GPA, and like that was like really one of my big accomplishments, like especially from the res. I'm the first one in my family to graduate from college like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like
Good
that
for
whole
you.
thing, at the last 10 years, especially from my 20s to my 30s, was like a huge shift for me.
Nice.
That's me.
For me, similar to Elaina, when my son's father passed away when he was only 2. Sean Kelly will be 16 in July. It's been such a journey.
Big birthday too.
Right. Big Leos. Where the Leos at? Y'all are all liars.
Liars.
Y'all niggas be lying. That's why lying
Now
is
the
y'all's
Leo's about to come
animal.
The Leo gonna come for us in the comments.
That's why it's your symbol.
Y'all niggas lie. Y'all love to
They
lie.
absolutely do.
Y'all love to be the center of attention too. Look, I know my child. But anyways, I feel like, okay, so this is what's funny. So like I've been into sneakers most of my life, like from like 11, 12 years old. But I remember when I met my son's father, Tezzy, he like at that point in my life, I wasn't working in sneakers at the moment, and I was really focused on school at that moment, and I got pregnant. So like I really wasn't like zoned in at sneakers at that moment. But when he died, I feel like when he died, like a new version of me was born as well. And I got back to my roots, like this, from streetwear to sneakers to everything, and just like immersing myself in like culture. So from always going to South by Southwest, being in Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati, Kentucky, whatever. It just started to open up my mind to like how much had changed from when I started collecting. And like, even like Coco is so funny. Coco is so funny.
I try not to laugh during everything.
He is hilarious. But no, it changed my perspective on what I could be in the culture. So like from what I could do as far from a job standpoint, from a career standpoint, just because at that point content started to become a thing, because Instagram started to come around the corner, and we saw girls like Elise like starting the like trend of like sneaker girls, and with her hashtag and everything. And I was like, okay, so like I can show the world that like this is what I've been on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So yeah, bless you. So after he died, I just felt like a new version of myself was born, and I have been immersed 100% into like this culture since, and to the point where like I said, I left. I went and lived other places because I wanted to be more immersed than what I was in Kentucky, because Kentucky is just such a cap. You know what I mean? Shout outs to Oneness though, because Oneness, if it wasn't for that store, if it wasn't for Joe from Oneness and just Oneness in general, like I wouldn't have been able to open my mind to the possibilities of what you can do in sneakers. Because he's just, a dude from Kentucky that had a dream, because he started off he was a resale store at first, I remember. And he eventually got his money right, and he started fucking with other stores. And I know he would drive to Chicago to go get shit from like leaders and all that. I shouldn't even be saying this. But this is before he got his accounts though. And then I think, don't quote me, I think Frank Cook actually was a driving force of them getting like accounts like from like Jordan and stuff, like kind of help, I guess, bridge that like relationship. But when he brought that to Lexington, it really started to open my mind about what this culture was and like how I can actually be a part of it. So shout outs to Joe from Oneness, because he opened my mind that I could have a career in it too. Like it may have not been me owning a store, but it was me like, it prepared me for what I'm doing now. And I really, so I really appreciate like having that kind of store in my city, because being from Kentucky, like a smaller state, y'all grew up here, so y'all had access to shit. Y'all had access to Undefeated, because Undefeated was still around at that point.
Blends was actually kind of
Blends.
Yeah, Blends was a lot bigger back then.
Was still a
thing. Y'all had the Volt.
Yeah, we had the Nike Volt.
The Volt.
Yes.
The Nike Volt.
What's the other one on Melrose that everyone back in the day, the shoe? Oh my God, I can't think of the damn name.
The resales?
No, it's not a resale.
I mean, Flight Club has always been a thing.
Yeah,
too.
Flight Club. There was I'm so tired. I cannot think of the damn name. Sporty.
Oh, Sporty LA.
Okay.
Sporty LA. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I can see it in my mind. I'm like, right down the corner.
Also, shout outs to Finish Line, which is now JD Sports. This is a full circle moment actually, because Finish Line was my first big girl job because I was the store manager, and it was a $3 million store, and it was not an easy job, but it prepared me for a lot. And they eventually, like I said, I think they are now JD Sports. So to even be sitting here doing this podcast, like that's sponsored by JD Sports, and I started at Finish Line.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's my answer.
Circle. What about you? That was a good question.
Thank you. I feel like there's a couple moments, you know. I think it's weird that a lot of passings of important people in our lives like kind of shifted things for us, because when my grandma died as well, I don't say my first grandma, but with like my dad's mom, she was like my best friend when I was growing up, and she died when I was like in elementary school. And I feel like that was like my first real like hard hit, like passing. Like I have an old family, like, and it's a big family. So like, honestly, I've dealt with a lot of passings growing up. Like it's odd to say that it's normal for me, you know, because I know there's some people who have never dealt with a death in their family. And I'm just like, well, we got at least one every year. It's like, but like that's just normal for us if we're having a big family like that, you know. So that really hit me hard when I was really young, and you know, I took that with me all up until like, you know, I got older. She's with me like every day. I always think about her, whatever. Getting into high school, didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do in life. Didn't have anything really going for me. And then, boom, I got into sneakers. And that became, like, obviously a very pivotal point in my life, because if I was not into sneakers, I really do not know where I would have ended up.
Right.
Like, who I would be. Like, it's weird to even think about what I'd be even doing, you know, because it's been such a big part of my life for the past, like, 10 plus years. Yeah. So it's just weird.
I think especially for you, because like you're a little bit younger than us, and like you coming out of high school and like the sneaker craze like going off. Yeah. You were, like, what year you graduated? Like 2000.
I graduated 2013.
Oh wow.
See, so like this is
she's 11 years out, guys.
So it started booming at this time. So I remember coming across your content. Yeah. So it's like for you, like
I was in the start of social media, like sneaker shit, because
early on
I was definitely heavily posting my sneakers. This is when I had no money. I was selling cookies that I would homemade cookies, okay, that I would bake, and I would sell it every day at school. I'd also get like candy that my mom would get from work, like the big candies, and I would sell that to get money to buy my shoes. But like half the time I would only be able to put it on layaway, and so that's what I did to like get a lot of my shoes.
I remember your layaway
These
story.
kids don't even know what layaway is anymore.
They got Klarana.
They got the freaking afterpay.
Yeah,
we had to pay it all off before we got it.
You weren't allowed to get it and then pay it off.
So yes, I come from that era. I saw the Elises. I saw the damn Ericas. You know, those were the girls that I was kind of looking up to.
Influencing us.
And I've always been proud of myself that I've never strayed from being authentically myself and letting that part of social media dictate who I am today, and making it be something that it's not. And that's always what I've strived really to like stay grounded on, because now the way social media is, people get eaten alive.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, and then just coming from where I was and been doing this for so long, like you just see like a big shift, especially in like social media and within sneakers, you know? But one of the other moments was definitely when my other grandma passed away, because that happened during the pandemic. I'm a lot older now. I understand a lot more things. Like I obviously got more time with her now that I was older, so I can talk to her about things, you know,
Right.
and about life experiences. And obviously now it's kind of like, I wish I asked her more questions,
Absolutely.
you know,
I was
like
just about to say
that's
that.
really what it is. And at that time, I also was working at Mag Park, and I was there for 5 years, going on like 6 years. And honestly, even before that, I think it was time for me to go.
Yeah.
I became real stagnant. I became really content working there, and I knew it. I felt it. I think I stayed even a year or two too long, but I never wanted to jump unless I had something planned out, and I didn't know what that was going to be yet. I tried to work like everywhere else, you know. I kind of wanted to get a resale though too.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole different like animal.
It is. It really is.
It's totally different than working at a boutique store. Is totally different working at a retail store.
It is.
You deal with the dummies, man.
And you don't get as many advantages either.
Yeah, exactly. So working there, and then with my grandma passing during the pandemic, I realized that life was way too short, obviously. I mean, she lived a full life, you know, but like I still feel like she was gone too soon, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I need to figure out what the fuck I want to do, and I'm honestly tired of working for somebody.
Yeah. And I understand
feel like I hit a cap there, and I just really need to get out. So I jumped. I just left, you know, and it was pretty mutual. Like, honestly, I was going there dragging my feet every day to begin with. So I was like, yeah, I need to get out. And I felt like this weight lifted off my shoulders. And I feel like that honestly wouldn't have happened if my grandma didn't pass away either.
Yeah.
So I feel like it really did.
A lot of
that.
transition.
Taking, like, time off, and like after that time off, you're like,
I took a couple weeks off, and I was like, whoa, this feels a lot better. Not having to stress about anything. Like, I think I need to go. This was the time. And I've honestly been full-time content since then. And even though that's also a bumpy road, I like it. I like it a lot better. I like having,
it's rewarding.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of self-rewarding.
And they say like the universe will make you so uncomfortable that you're forced to change.
You have no
like,
choice.
Facts.
So it pushed you forward. I will say that.
Thank you.
I can go just to make it easy.
That's a question?
Yeah.
Shoot.
So for both of you, which I know we had kind of went over this in here anyways, but what was that particular woman that made you really like chime into like this culture? Like, who was it that you were like, damn, she's fly. Like, I want to do what she's doing.
Honestly,
I want to, or you know what I mean?
Honestly, it was Jazzy.
Okay.
It was
Shout out
really,
Jazzy.
It was really Jazzy because, one, I kind of looked up to her like a sister in a sense, like the big sister. Like I obviously like never really had, but being into sneakers, like I saw what she had done, how long she had been in it, and how much she just loves it.
She was really in that.
How much she loves it, and the way she just rode so hard for like women, women in sneakers, and being a Black woman on top of that too. Like I just related to her like so much. We honestly lived like less than 5 minutes away from each other.
That's fine.
As well, at one point, before she like moved and stuff, I was like, holy shit, like if you were here the whole time, like I wish we had more time together, you know?
She's also a mother.
Yeah, she's also a mother. And I was just always like, she's talking her shit. Like, I want to do that. And she was still like getting deals, like still being around like heavy hitters.
Has
like,
her own shoe.
Yeah, and now has her own shoe.
She has her own shoe.
Reeboks,
A Reebok.
And like she was just like, wow, I can still be myself. I can still talk the shit that I want to talk because who else is going to stand up for us?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of women back then doing it either. And having brands like actually hear us or hear her and really like take that into account. And I was like, wow, like that is exactly who I want to be in this sneaker shit because that's what I do now, you know? And I really love that she was there for me.
It like women in sneakers were like, I know we talk about like the hypersexualization like as women in general, especially like within like a male dominated community type thing, but I feel like early 2000s and especially at that time when she was like popping her shit and just doing something different, like women in sneakers were like I'm not gonna say super sexual, but like you see the photos online.
Yes.
Of like
the tub with all the shoes
and naked, or the sneakers over the boobs.
Yeah,
it was
or
very
like
sexual.
the little. I mean, I probably had like sexy like poses. With, like, shoes. That's what I'm saying. It was a lot more like
have
the
some out
sex
there
appeal
somewhere.
with sneakers back then was like way different compared to now. So it's like she was really doing like she wasn't doing that.
Yeah,
you know?
she wasn't doing that.
She
Like, she was still just being her, you know, and she was that's when she was also working at Kicks on Fire.
Yeah.
So there was like,
I think her and Jen were working there at the same time.
oh, was she?
Jen Twice used to work there together with her. Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. Shout out to Jen Choice though.
Yeah.
Love her as well. But yeah, that's my woman.
Love it.
I'm gonna say like early on when I think about like early IG, because I wasn't on Nike Talk back in the day. Like I think at the Nike Talk days, like prime, I was like junior high coming into high school. I wasn't really I wasn't on Nike Talk like that. But like it, you know, when social media kind of hit later and post like MySpace going on Instagram, like one of the girls who like from my area that I kind of was always thought was like super fly, super fine, had a similar style, and I always just like really liked what she had going on was like Barbie.com Brenda.
Brenda.
I loved Brenda, and I think it's just because like she was from like IE area, and like we kind of I would see like her out at like the same places and like just that style back then because I had the same type of style, and I really just loved what she was doing, and she was just like had the dopest fucking sneaker collection at the time. Like I was definitely building my collection, and I just like I thought she was just like the flyest fucking girl.
And still is.
She is. She is.
I'm gonna pull up and screenshot some old freaking Barbie.com photos because she was really like I feel like she was that bitch back in the day. She still is.
She still is.
But there was a certain time in sneakers. And,
yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah, and I always just thought she was like, oh my gosh, she's so fucking cool.
What about you, hun?
Well, you know, growing up in Kentucky, especially like before social media, like I didn't have any women like per se around me that like I could see. Like, don't get it twisted, like I would see girls at school wear cool shoes and like that would inspire me too if I didn't know about those shoes yet.
Yeah.
But by the time I hit like 13, 14, I already discovered Google, and I was always like a very curious person in general. So like I was already learning about stuff once I hit that age. I knew how to look stuff up and learn it. I knew like style codes and all that shit. So like I knew what the fuck was up after that age range. But it would have to be Vashti. And the reason I say Vashti is because she's so multifaceted than just more. She's more than just like a streetwear girl. So like I remember like to this, me and you were actually talking about this in the car earlier, but like I have other aspirations to do other things outside of sneakers. So like, you know, I used to DJ. I want to get more into writing. That's what I like my new thing right now. But the fact that she was a video director was always like huge for me. And I remember, you feel me? Because like I remember when Kendrick Lamar dropped Section 80 in 2000, I believe 11. And I remember ADHD and how like big that song was. And when I saw that Vashti directed that video, I was like, man, this bitch is tapped in. Like she has such a roster on her, from like just being the first woman to collaborate with Jordan, and then also like she got a little cute dating roster too. She had not too many people can say they had skateboard P. Like not too many people can say that. That's a flex. And then just being like one of those girls who like left her city early to go like live in New York in the 90s still. Yeah. Like being like she didn't work at Supreme, but she was like basically a Supreme kid though, because she was out there, she was skating, she had shit on. Like she was really out here immersed in this shit before like we even knew what the fuck it was. Oh yeah. And I just think she's so dope, and the fact she's a mother, she's just so well-rounded. Like,
and she's still her. She's still
her, and she looks great.
She looks amazing.
Like Vashti pushing damn near 50, and she looks. I mean, she ain't that old, but like you know what? She's like. Vashti gotta be like 45. Let's be real.
I feel like she's not that. I think she's that.
Hold on. She's like 30.
Girl, I think she's at least
can't.
Hold on. She's 42.
Okay.
She'll be 43 this year.
Okay.
Big Taurus.
50 and 42.
My bad, V. My bad.
Still, come on, please. Come on the pod, please.
Taurus gang too. I know that's what's up. Love Tauruses. Shout outs to me. But no, like Vashti showed me that I could make this as well a career. Like
I always think of this photo.
Yeah.
In the twos.
Yeah.
She looks so good. Mm-hmm. She's she's an effortlessly beautiful woman.
Like
she's naturally everything. Fly, pretty, smart. Like it's
don't
just
need
in
the
her.
extras.
And he's solid too. He's solid too early. He said, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
He should have had on a song or something.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Maybe she is, and we just don't know.
Yeah, there's probably so much stuff we don't know.
There absolutely is.
They don't ever talk about it.
They're a good-looking couple.
They don't ever talk about their relationship like
Not
that.
ever.
know.
But no one ever forgets it.
Absolutely.
Man, I will never forget that. And just to see the cool girl with the cool guy, you know what I mean? That's dope. Like, just look at her.
Look at the fashion back then.
I know.
Too. It's so funny.
She was so young.
Because even that was effortless. The fashion was just effortless. You just kind of
she's that
threw
girl.
shit on.
Sorry I said you were
I
50.
still
That
dress
was
like
insane.
that. I just throw shit on.
But yeah, Vashti, and to this day, she still inspires me.
Yeah,
this day.
I fuck with her heavy too.
Yeah, like I love a person who's always evolving and who always wants more out of life, no matter how old you are. And that's me, because I haven't, I'm in my 30s and I still haven't hit half the pinnacles I want to reach. And I'm not going to stop until I do. You know what I mean? And when I see someone like that, because I used to get hung up on like having a biological clock. Like I used to think like, oh, if I don't get this done by this age, ain't nobody gonna want to fucking hire me or fuck with me because I'm old now or whatever.
A lot of women's like mental problem sometimes is that this clock that we think that we have all the time.
Yeah.
But that's like what society literally puts upon like women continuously. It's like, especially because of like reproductive fucking stuff. And you want to, their eggs and da-da-da-da-da. And I know men probably don't want to hear that, but like realistically, like society does like, 35, tick, tick, tick. Your time is up, and it's like life doesn't end at 35
at all.
Just because
you just getting started. If we being honest,
and there's so many people, like so many successful people who haven't even done stuff until like after their 30s, like maybe 40s, and like it happens all the time. And I think especially in the day and age that we live in, it's not just like people don't get a 9-to-5 career and stick to it. Like absolutely not. People switch jobs all the time, a new career. Like honestly, like for me, when I was out of high school, like I said, I was doing hair and makeup. That's what really brought me to LA. I was doing that shit like heavy. And then I just kind of was like, I don't want to do this all the time. Like I love doing hair, but I was like, I do not want to be in a salon all day. Like that ain't my, maybe once a day. I don't mind. I was like, yeah, I'll cut your hair. But like, other than that, like I'm not trying to be in the salon all day. And like, that's what I was like, I got to do something else. Like, and I think like you said, it's just like, there's always something different. It's not just going to end here for me. I want to be this. I want to be that. And I think like we as women, like, I think it's amazing that now we have those opportunities to be anything that we want and multiple things all at once. It can all coincide.
For sure.
Random question. Do you think you can still cut hair?
Yeah. The girls are coming over tomorrow for me to cut their hair.
Are you serious?
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing Alyssa's hair tomorrow. And then I can't I'm not like, I could trim some hair. I'm not going to go in and do some like crazy cut. I'm like, girl, but yeah. But I can literally, I do good layers. I can trim your hair and like, I could do some basic like color. I don't want to get into like lightning and balayage and all that because it's so technical. But like, I used to be good at what I do.
Let me find out you Edward Scissorhands with the scissors.
I just never really I just didn't want to. I know if I would have stayed in the salon and pursued myself, I would have probably been like doing great hair. I was really good at extensions. I loved extensions because like I wore extensions all the time. Like I was always doing my own hair, so I was doing other people's hair. Like, and I would do like the tiny little individual. And it's like 10 years ago.
She said she got the inches for y'all.
So
come through to the show.
Sewing, I don't know if I could do a sewing though. Like,
she charged $1,000 an hour.
Jesus,
so don't hit her up if you ain't got no money.
I wanted to be a dentist.
Really?
That's interesting.
I had braces. And like I was just so fascinated with my braces and like teeth for some reason because of that. Like I was like, I think this is what I want to be when I grow up.
I know like the baddie job for a while was the dental hygienist. Like a lot of
that is a baddie job. You're right.
Dental hygienist is a baddie job.
You're right. I had really thought about that.
Okay.
You're right.
But I have a question.
Yes.
Okay.
So like okay, so we talked about the people like who inspired us, the people like sneaker wise. Like, what about us? How does it feel now that like we're in those positions? Like, honestly, like I think it's weird, but like people really be looking up to us as those women in sneakers who are inspiring them, pushing them, wanting them to do A, B, C, and D, and like build their collections. And like I feel like we get so many messages from women every day on the pod page. Like,
we do.
Just like they love what we're doing and like keep doing it. And like I don't know, how do you guys? How do you guys feel about that?
I feel weird.
Yeah, I still think it's weird.
I think that's like the crazy part.
No, it definitely feels weird. Because for me, I told y'all, I'm my biggest critic, and there's a lot of things I want to accomplish in my life, God willing. And when I look back at everything, I do have things to be proud of. Like I've had some, especially here in LA, I've had some really pivotal moments that have taken my career to somewhere else where we can now do this. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to like play myself. But at the end of the day, like there's just so much I want to do. So when I see somebody else look at me and get inspired, I have to understand that we all operate differently from a place of like what we see and how we operate. So like when I see somebody look up to me, I'm like, girl, like I don't need that responsibility. Like
you're right.
Like I'm a mess. Like,
camera. No, because I am like, and people aren't like in this day and age on the internet. Like people don't like to keep it a buck, and
they only show their highs, not the lows.
You know, and I'm a person to let y'all know. Like I go through it just like everybody else, and it's real shit. And my biggest thing about my brand is just. We were talking about this earlier. When I do posting with actual intention, and then also being transparent. That's huge for my brand. And at the end of the day, if I can get that across to whoever follows me and they can be inspired by that, I'm very, very, very happy. I just don't like the responsibility because I don't want y'all looking to me for answers because I ain't got them. I promise you that. But
you ain't got the answers, swing.
Yeah, I don't have the answers. But I'm a real nigga, and if you want to have a conversation, like, let's chop it up. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's me.
Damn. Ooh, that's so weird. Because I've looked up to so many people. Like, I think it's really weird that people would even look up to.
I agree.
Like, I'm thankful, you know, like I said before, like I'm thankful to be in this place today to talk the shit that I do, because there's not a lot of women that really have a voice out here in this community and have the opportunities to talk to some of these brands the way we do as well. So I have always enjoyed, since I knew how powerful my word was, I was like, okay, let me use it for something good. You know, if I'm going to talk my shit, I want it to be real. I want it to be about the shit that we're really dealing with, because they actually want to hear that stuff half the time. A lot of people sugarcoat things to get on these people's good sides and whatever. But no, that's not going to get you anywhere most of the time. Yeah, you can kiss ass all you want, but that's going to come across all the fucking time, every time, you know? And I never wanted to be like that. I wanted to make sure that whatever I said held some weight too.
Right.
You know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say other than like, why are you looking up to me? I'm just a baby. I don't know anything.
But when you think about it, like I think just be like with everything, it's been, I mean, we look back on, we'll just talk about like Instagram days, and Instagram was started 2010, 11. That's 14 years ago.
That it has flew by.
Yeah.
Like, and that's literally, we're in the position where a lot of people were then, you know, and people look at us now, and I think that's, it's
how
like
do they do it?
It's weird, but it's really cool.
And we're so lucky too. I know, like, we old and shit, but like we
speak for yourself. I'm just kidding.
But we're so lucky.
She's like, I'm still in my 20s.
As a millennial, put it like this, because we all millennials.
Yeah, true.
But as a millennial, it's really cool that we got to see things from a perspective without the internet as well.
Absolutely.
And we could be inspired by things that weren't from the internet.
I agree. And it wasn't like, it was like the internet was around, but like you said, like you early on, 13, 14, looking up SKU numbers and stuff like that, looking for what you wanted. And like you too, I know you were doing like a lot of like Tumblr stuff. And like, just like us being on the internet at the time, it wasn't like so much of the same mass information all at once.
Right. Because
so much of
we
the
were
same
just like
style.
putting shit out.
Yeah, we were like
doing
looking
stuff.
up our own stuff too, like our own, and that's how like we were like literally individual people, and like we are now to an extent, but it's like we have so much influence from social media. The influence was way different.
Way.
Everyone looks alike now. Thank you.
That
to be told what to
influence
do.
was actually being built too at that time, if you think about it, because like Instagram was a first app of its kind. Like I know we had little stuff like previously, like MySpace, Black Planet. There was this little website I used to hop on called PAX. For the gay niggas, it was Downy Link. Shout out to my Alphabet fam. But like, you feel me? Like there was something always there, but Instagram was one of a kind.
It definitely was
a new thing, you know? And all that had to like take time to be built. And now, and this is why, like, I'm not gonna say Instagram's gonna phase out tomorrow, but it's going out before it's staying in. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, because you look at Instagram now, and obviously, like I said, it's been 14, almost 15 years, but like you look at what it is now and everything. I mean, I know you said like people don't want to put the real, some people do, but it's curated, it's planned, it's an aesthetic, and I love it. I'm not going to change it because I'm not about to be posting like what I like that I can like, I'm selective about what I post, but like early Instagram days, it's like, this is my burger. This is my shoe at the
and you had to post the actual picture. There was no stories.
Yeah.
You literally had to post.
You had to put that Kelvin filter on there and keep it moving.
We had heavy filters and square photos. We didn't have long photos. It was a square.
It had to be square. You had to make
Y'all remember
sure
when the
your
Pick Stitch
picture-
app came out and how when they hit them with the Pick Stitch. Y'all remember the hood filters?
Yeah.
The hood filters were horrible.
The high contrast.
The HDR.
The
HDR.
Bro.
Oh
I
my
could go
God.
back on
And
my
the
photos and
telegram,
it's like,
when the telegrams started popping out too, you can just text
Yes.
whatever and you can just post it. Oh man.
and
Those
Instagram didn't
party
have
flyers.
DMs. You had to go down on someone old ass photo and comment on a thing
my
like, here's my number, and then delete it afterwards.
Yeah.
What a time.
We were in the trenches.
What a time.
We really were like this shift in social media alone from like, I know you were like, you know, going into your teens and now into your 20s, but like for us, it was like our 20s into our 30s.
Right.
Such a shift in like a cultural
Think about them kids that didn't even get to see that. Like they just came to Instagram and stories.
It was already there for
Is
them.
everything on there? Like y'all don't know.
And they don't even know that Instagram jacked that from Snapchat.
Right.
That shit for,
They
I
sure
remember
did.
that,
Because
man.
Snapchat was the only place with like a story
Like a
like
24-hour
a 24-hour expiration
Yep.
thing. And like everyone was on Snapchat
Dude.
like 2015, and Instagram was like, nope.
Nope, we're gonna take that
Let's
shit
go ahead
too.
and I mean they did the same thing to TikTok with Reels. They
Yeah.
took they whole
took
flow
TikTok.
and did that.
They
Like
sure
that's what
had
they
it.
do.
All these
They
apps are
showed
just taken
it.
from each other, and they need to stop. okay?
Instagram wants to be like
Stop.
we're totally off topic, but Instagram wants to be like a mega app.
They're the
that
Illuminati.
And I think it's gonna crash before it gets
I
there.
agree. And
I do too.
I don't need everything in one place.
I mean, look at MySpace. We never thought MySpace would go out of
Rest in
style,
peace,
and
man.
then it just slowly faded out.
Then Tom
when
just
Tom
said bye.
sold it.
yeah,
No, too.
but
Okay, one more question then. What do you guys think your future is going to look like? Whether it be in sneakers or not, you know?
I feel like the future is so uncertain for me right now. I really do, because I feel like, I mean, since COVID and everything, like the last few years for me have been such like a shift. And I feel like a lot of people have definitely experienced that shift because like, you know, coming off of the pandemic and COVID and, you know, I went through a horrible breakup during COVID. I had spinal surgery during COVID. And like, I just, you know, I had finished college like the last few semester during COVID online. And it was like, just coming out of that and like where I'm at now, like I got out of downtown LA and I'm in a bigger house. Like I just had this huge like shift last year alone in like the person who I am. And I think I'm still kind of figuring out like where that is taking me in a sense. And I hope it is with sneakers. Like I got my degree in American Indian Studies. I'm Kuya Native. I think I've said this before in the beginning, you know, for people that don't know. And I want to so badly like work with my tribe and like do stuff within that community. And I always will have that passion. But I love what we're doing right now. And like doing this like the last 6-7 months, like has made me want to do something more within this, whether it's like, you know, we're just working with more brands, like hosting things and this and that. But I just, you know, I don't really know where the future's going to take me.
And that's
in the next
okay.
few years.
Yeah.
That's okay, because we have to live in the moment. You know what I mean? We have to really like focus in on the moment. Not to say I really do think my future is bright. I mean, just because I've had a hell of a last few years. Yeah. So universe, I believe the universe really balances out. I truly believe that.
I agree.
And I've had a lot of down moments, so I know up is coming. And I have faith in that. So future's definitely bright. But like Elaina was saying, I kind of stay focused in this very moment, because if you think about the past or too much into the future, you really forget to live where you are at that time. And I think it's really important that you do that. But I will say this, no matter what I do, like I said, I want to get into writing, into comedy and things like that. But no matter what I do in this life, I will somehow bring back sneakers into it, because it's a part of me. It's a part of my brand. So I'll always have sneakers around and all, because it's me. But I would like to do other things outside of sneakers, but I would always like it to be right there by me. And when you see me, you know I got on some fresh kicks.
Absolutely.
Still that sneaker girl. Well, for me, I guess, I mean, yeah, same. I don't really know exactly where the future is going to take me. I really love where I'm at right now and where we're going, where even I'm going individually. I think since I've been doing like social media and stuff, because I feel like I've tapped into like a bunch of different avenues within social media, you know, and like I've always hear people tell me that like they know I'm gonna do something or be someone, or, you know, and I never really saw that until like recently, I guess. I think really now, especially like having this podcast, like I am really doing something out here. I'm really doing something out here that's important, that is going to make a mark. And that honestly makes me feel good, because sometimes I think I get lost in that as well. I think also because I'm into so many other things outside of shoes too, that like it's hard to like kind of like encompass everything. But shoes will always be my first love too. Like same like you were saying, Hen, like everything I do, I'm going to incorporate sneakers, because that's just who I am, that I wouldn't be here without it. And it would be odd of me to not take it with me everywhere that I go. Right. You know, because they're always going to be there. I always need some shoes to wear.
You always gotta have some shoes to wear,
you know?
I will say in the future, one thing I really, really want to do, and I don't know why, like I probably have said it in the past, like, because I do like want to like intermix, like, you know, my passion for like my, you know, me being Native and everything, and like my studies and like having my degree and everything. But like I want to do something with N7 so bad.
I knew it.
I would love this.
I would love to do that. I would love to be able to be a part of something with N7. Yeah. And I know like a few people who have worked with like N7 and everything. You know, another woman, shout out Tracy Jackson, I believe her last name is. Oh my God, I can't remember. But she does beadwork and stuff, and she used to work with N7, and she's with Manito. Oh my God, I'm gonna murder this freaking name. But it's an indigenous footwear company. But like, yeah, I would love to do something with that intersectionality.
Let's manifest that.
Yeah. And I just feel like we were just talking about this in the car too. We haven't even been a full year into doing this, and I think sometimes we do have to stop and realize that like we've accomplished a lot in a little amount of time, you know.
We had YouTube beef. we threw an event. What else?
We've gotten to work with so many people. We've gotten different connections, and I was telling
footwear news,
and I was even telling him that like, you know, that's what made this possible though, and that's what makes this work, is because we already had a lot of great connections, genuine connections. before this that just made it more sense now that we're together. You know, I think we said this when Corey was here, but like I feel like a lot of people now feel like they're more entitled to things that we did a lot of work to get to, you know?
Absolutely.
So, I feel like we're finally reaping the benefits of all of that. And I'm really happy for us.
I agree. And before we wrap this up, I think just like piggybacking off of that, I think within us just like having really great connections and taking it back to Women's Heritage Month, like we've had so many great women connections and such a strong women community within sneakers and so many great like I mean people ask us all the time, like the guys at Trade Block, like how'd you guys meet? And every time we're like sneakers, like all of my friends, like not all of them but the majority of my friends especially out here that we have, like we all met because we fucked with shoes so heavy that we were like, damn, she's got on a fly pair, what's your name? I want to be your friend. Let's be friends. I like your shoes.
You're like me.
I literally, like, you didn't get to go to the brunch, but I was telling the Trade Block guys, like, I remember the first time I seen you out in LA at Lock and Key, and you had on that green, like,
the Frankie Collective.
Yes, the From Frankie Collective. And I had seen that piece online. I seen you at Lock and Key, and I was like, yo, that's such a fly jumpsuit. I'd seen it.
I remember you saying that to me, too, because you had your braids in.
Yes, I did. I had the braids in.
You had braids in. I remember that.
I think I got so trashed that day, I had to be taken home early.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Lock and Key does Hennessy
if you
punch
were there,
bowls.
Hey, we should do something
during that time at Lock and Key.
That was a time.
2016, 17,
that was
18.
literally, that was like prime Lock and Key. And those Hennessy punch bowls threw you on your ass.
Ice cream sundaes.
Yes.
Shout outs to Sean G, bruh. Because, man. Shout outs to Antoine and Julian in the back. Because y'all had the little punch bowl giving it to everybody. Like, you want some? You want some? You want some? We was, oh man, what a time. What a time, yes.
But I remember seeing you out, and this was before I even like knew who you were. And it was like, oh, I like her style. She's fly. And like, who would have known? We would have been besties like way later.
And here
That's
we are.
How me and Leah became really good friends too.
Really?
Yeah, it was, dang, honestly, I don't even remember the first time we really met or hung out like that. But like we've always been cool, and because we're both Filipino, we just called each other cousins. So that also became a thing.
I love when every time she sees your mom.
Oh God. She's giving her man.
Yeah, she's so funny. But like same, I think like a lot like with us and when we all like even other girls, like it was like either SneakerCon, Dunk Exchange when like we finally like kind of met people and like, oh hey, and this is when like FYI early Instagram days, the sneaker circles, everyone would get in a circle and put their shoe in and tag everyone.
We still do it though. We keep that shit alive. But you don't see too many people still doing it.
Nobody does them anymore. But that was literally like the
thing.
Height.
It was a thing.
People aren't friends with these other people.
Yeah.
And we really be friends with each other.
We really do.
We do.
We really do.
We do.
Yeah. I think this was great.
I
like this deep dive. I feel
Yeah.
like it's definitely needed. We should do this again in another 6 months.
Yeah.
See where we're at
down.
afterwards.
Agreed. Shout out JD Sports once again, you know.
Shout out JD Sports. Thank
the global
you.
access gift for
this was
the heritage.
Love our stuff. Can't wait to wear it.
Heritage.
Don't forget to please tag any women who inspire you
in the comments.
Please. YouTube or Instagram.
And your sizes, shoe and apparel sizes.
Please.
You know?
Yes, the gift, I don't want to call it like necessarily giveaway, like the gifting. The gifting. But it starts when this episode drops Friday the 22nd?
22nd,
The 22nd.
Okay.
Starts
Yes.
today.
What's today?
Right now.
Friday the 22nd.
Drop them comments.
It's going to start, and then it's going to go on for a few days. So we're really excited to see.
Make sure you're tagging the girls.
Yes.
Tag the girls. Make sure to send this to whoever you need to send it to, so that they can enter as well.
So you guys can get some goodies because it's not just going to be like one little thing. They're going to send you.
Should we do shoes, tops, and bottoms sizes in there, or is it just
they said apparel and shoe sizes.
Okay.
So what your
apparel
size,
and your shoe size.
Yes. And let us know. And like always, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes, what she says. Subscribe to our YouTube, and I hope you watched all of this. Sneaky Link Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Sneaky Link Pod, and subscribe to our audio platform, Sneaky Link Pod on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Yes.
All right, until next week, y'all.
It's another episode of the Sneaky Leak Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.